Measuring customer satisfaction. Fictional scenario, measuring customer satisfaction with Eagle Construction Incorporated. Project overview. Eagle Construction Incorporated, under the leadership of Eagle the project manager, is overseeing the construction of a new sustainable office building in the heart of Silicon Valley. This project aims to achieve LEED Platinum certification, emphasizing energy efficiency and environmental sustainability. 1. Feedback surveys. Objective: gather user feedback to assess satisfaction with sustainable features and overall building usability. Metrics: survey completion rate, achieve a minimum 80% response rate from building occupants and stakeholders. Satisfaction score, maintain an average satisfaction rating of 4.5 out of 5 across feedback surveys. Feature acceptance, ensure that 90% of respondents rate sustainable features positively in terms of functionality and impact. Execution: conduct initial feedback surveys during the design phase to gauge stakeholder preferences and expectations regarding sustainable features. Post-launch surveys will focus on usability, comfort, and satisfaction with the building's environmental performance. Example: during the design phase, Eagle Construction Incorporated sends out feedback surveys to stakeholders, including future occupants, environmental consultants, and local community representatives. They achieve an 85% response rate, with a satisfaction rating averaging 4.6 out of 5. Feedback highlights strong acceptance or planned energy-efficient vac systems and requests for enhanced green spaces. 2. User acceptance tests, UATs. Objective: validate building functionality, environmental performance, and user experience through comprehensive testing. Metrics: completion rate, complete UAT sessions with at least 95% of scheduled participants. Critical user journey success, validate usability across critical paths such as energy management systems, indoor air quality controls, and water efficiency measures. Bug identification, identify and resolve 100% of critical bugs and usability issues reported during UAT sessions. Execution: invite building occupants, maintenance staff, and stakeholders to participate in UAT sessions prior to building occupancy. Simulate real-world scenarios to test resilience and functionality of sustainable systems under various operational conditions. Example: before occupancy, Eagle Construction Incorporated conducts UAT sessions with 98% participation, successfully validating energy management systems and identifying minor usability issues in vac controls. They address all critical bugs identified, ensuring optimal building performance upon opening. 3. Addressing edge cases. Objective: identify and mitigate potential vulnerabilities or extreme scenarios that may affect building performance. Metrics: edge case identification, document and address 100% of identified edge cases during UAT and post-occupancy monitoring. Resilience testing, validate system response to extreme conditions, for example, power outages, extreme weather, with minimal disruption. Execution: include extreme load and stress tests during UAT sessions to simulate scenarios beyond typical operational parameters. Implement contingency plans and resilience measures based on edge case findings to enhance building reliability and user satisfaction. Example: during UAT, Eagle Construction Incorporated tests the building's resilience to prolonged power outages and extreme weather conditions. They identify and resolve potential issues related to emergency backup systems, ensuring uninterrupted operation in critical scenarios. Conclusion: by implementing robust feedback surveys, thorough UATs, and addressing edge cases, Eagle Construction Incorporated ensures that the new sustainable office building not only meets but exceeds client and occupant expectations. Continuous refinement based on user feedback and rigorous testing supports Eagle's commitment to delivering high-quality, environmentally sustainable projects while maintaining exceptional client satisfaction and stakeholder engagement. This detailed scenario demonstrates how Eagle the project manager strategically uses project management methodologies and quantitative metrics to enhance customer satisfaction and ensure project success in sustainable construction projects. Measuring customer satisfaction. Summary feedback surveys. Feedback surveys gather user feedback on product features, both during design phases and post-launch. They help assess user preferences, ease of use, and overall satisfaction with the product. Feedback surveys can be conducted iteratively to refine product features based on user input. User acceptance tests, UATs. UATs are comprehensive tests conducted near the end of product development. They ensure that the product meets agreed-upon requirements and delivers expected results. UATs simulate real-world scenarios to evaluate the end-to-end user experience. Critical user journeys are tested to verify usability and functionality across various tasks. UATs are crucial for identifying edge cases or scenarios that standard requirements may not cover. Feedback collected during UATs helps in identifying usability issues, bugs, and edge cases. Prioritization of issues identified during UATs guides subsequent development and improvements. Edge cases are outliers that represent extreme scenarios beyond typical user interactions. They highlight potential vulnerabilities in product design or functionality. Examples include scenarios like extreme data loads or unusual user behaviors. Addressing edge cases improves product robustness and user satisfaction by ensuring resilience in adverse conditions. Conclusion: collecting feedback through surveys and conducting UATs are essential methods for understanding customer needs and improving product satisfaction. Understanding and addressing edge cases enhances product reliability and user experience. Continuous feedback loops from surveys and UATs drive iterative improvements, ensuring products meet evolving customer expectations and standards. This summary encapsulates the key points from the video regarding methods for measuring customer satisfaction and ensuring product quality through effective user testing and feedback mechanisms. What is the benefit of a user acceptance test, UAT? It helps a business make sure that a product or solution works for its users. It provides a sequence of steps users follow to accomplish tasks in a product. It fixes any bugs or issues that the project team identifies. The benefit of a user acceptance test, UAT, is a. It helps a business make sure that a product or solution works for its users. Correct. A user acceptance test, or a UAT, is a test that helps a business make sure that a product or solution works for its users. A UAT must meet the agreed-upon requirements and deliver the expected results. User acceptance testing, UAT, is crucial because it involves real users testing the product in real-world scenarios to ensure it meets their expectations and needs. It validates that the product or solution functions as intended and delivers the expected results before it is launched or implemented. This process helps in identifying usability issues, verifying critical user journeys, and ensuring overall satisfaction with the product or solution. Fictional scenario: ensuring accessibility in construction project feedback collection. Project overview: Eagle Construction Incorporated, led by Eagle the project manager, is overseeing the development of a state-of-the-art community center in the suburban area of Bayview Heights. This ambitious project aims to create a sustainable and inclusive hub for community activities and services, adhering to stringent accessibility standards. 1. Live interviews. Objective: collect stakeholder feedback on the design and accessibility features of the community center. Metrics: accommodation requests, offer live captioning or interpreters upon request for 100% of stakeholder interviews. Advanced question provision: provide questions in advance to stakeholders needing extra preparation time for 90% of interviews. Execution: prior to interviews, communicate with stakeholders about available accommodations and provide questions in accessible formats such as digital text or braille. During interviews, ensure real-time captioning or interpretation services are readily available upon request to facilitate effective communication. 2. On-location interviews. Objective: assess physical accessibility of the community center site for stakeholders with mobility or visual impairments. Metrics: accessibility audit. Conduct an accessibility audit ensuring clear paths and clutter-free spaces for 100% of key project locations. Feedback on accessibility. Receive positive feedback on site accessibility from 95% of stakeholders with mobility challenges. Execution: engage accessibility consultants to conduct thorough audits and implement necessary adjustments to ensure compliance with ADA and universal design principles. Regularly solicit feedback from stakeholders with disabilities during site visits, actively addressing any accessibility concerns to enhance user experience. 3. Surveys and technology. Objective: use accessible technology for gathering community feedback on project progress and design. Metrics: CAG compliance. Ensure all survey technologies comply with CAG 2.1 AA standards for 100% of community feedback surveys. Alternate formats. Provide alternate survey formats, for example, text-based options, for 100% of stakeholders requiring accessible formats. Execution: verify CAG compliance of survey tools and platforms used for collecting feedback, ensuring compatibility with screen readers and other assistive technologies. Offer alternative survey formats upon request to accommodate diverse accessibility needs, fostering inclusive participation in feedback collection processes. Incorporating accessibility into project management. 1. Early integration. Objective: integrate accessibility considerations into the project planning and design phases. Metrics. Accessibility requirements include accessibility requirements in the initial project brief for 100% of new construction projects. Developer awareness. Conduct accessibility training sessions for 95% of project developers and architects involved in new projects. Execution. Incorporate comprehensive accessibility checklists and guidelines into the project initiation phase to ensure all architectural plans and specifications meet accessibility standards. Organize interactive workshops and training sessions to educate project team members on integrating accessible design features and addressing potential barriers proactively. 2. Usability testing. Objective. Validate usability of accessibility features through comprehensive testing with stakeholders. Metrics. Representation in testing include stakeholders with diverse disabilities in usability tests for accessibility features in 100% of new construction projects. Usability success rate. Achieve a minimum 90% success rate in usability tests for accessibility features across all projects. Execution. Engage stakeholders with disabilities as usability testers, conducting rigorous testing to evaluate the effectiveness and user-friendliness of accessibility features. Document and prioritize resolution of usability issues identified during testing to ensure all accessibility features meet or exceed usability expectations. General advice. 1. Proactive approach. Objective. Maintain a proactive stance on accessibility throughout the project lifecycle. Metrics. Accessibility review frequency. Conduct quarterly accessibility reviews at key project milestones for 100% of construction projects. Team engagement. Secure buy-in from 90% of project team members on prioritizing accessibility considerations. Execution. Schedule periodic accessibility reviews during design, construction, and post-completion phases to verify ongoing compliance with accessibility standards and identify opportunities for improvement. Foster a culture of accessibility awareness and commitment among project team members through continuous communication, feedback loops, and recognition of accessibility achievements. Conclusion. By implementing these practices, Eagle Construction Incorporated ensures that the Bayview Heights Community Center project not only meets but exceeds accessibility standards and user expectations. Continuous feedback collection, proactive accessibility integration, and rigorous testing contribute to the project's success in delivering an inclusive and sustainable community asset. This scenario illustrates Eagle the project manager's commitment to leveraging accessibility principles to enhance project management practices, ensuring that construction projects are accessible and inclusive for all stakeholders in Bayview Heights. Ensuring accessibility during feedback collection, live interviews, offer accommodations up front, such as live captioning or interpreters, upon request. Provide questions in advance for those who may need extra time to prepare responses, like individuals with anxiety or on the autism spectrum. On-location interviews, assess physical spaces for accessibility, ensuring clear paths for wheelchair users or individuals with visual impairments. Remove clutter to facilitate safe and easy movement within the building and rooms. Surveys and technology, use technology that complies with Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, CAG. Provide alternate formats for questions and responses if the primary system isn't accessible. Incorporating accessibility into project management, early integration, make accessibility a priority from the project's outset rather than an afterthought. Educate developers and team members about accessibility requirements and guidelines. Usability testing, include testers with disabilities in usability testing to ensure the product meets diverse user needs. Test products rigorously for adherence to accessibility standards. General advice, proactive approach, keep accessibility in mind throughout the project lifecycle to avoid delays or usability issues at launch. Encourage project team members to prioritize accessibility considerations. By integrating these practices into project management, project managers like Holly can ensure that feedback collection processes are inclusive and that products are accessible to all users, thereby enhancing overall project success and user satisfaction. User acceptance testing, goals, best practices, and management. Name, Eagle. Role, project manager. Background, Eagle is renowned in the construction industry for their exceptional ability to manage complex projects with precision and expertise. With over 15 years of hands-on experience spanning residential and commercial construction, Eagle has established a reputation for delivering projects on time, within budget, and to the highest standards of quality and safety. Skills and expertise. Eagle's career journey began with a bachelor's degree in civil engineering, complemented by extensive certifications including PMP, Project Management Professional. Fluent in Spanish, Eagle brings a multicultural perspective to their projects, fostering seamless communication with diverse stakeholders. Leadership and management style. Known for their strong leadership qualities, Eagle excels in motivating teams towards achieving collective goals. Their organizational skills ensure every aspect of a project from initial planning to final delivery is meticulously coordinated. Eagle's proactive approach to problem-solving and decision-making underpins their ability to navigate challenges swiftly and effectively. Project management philosophy. Eagle's project management philosophy revolves around meticulous planning, effective resource allocation, and fostering collaborative environments. They prioritize compliance with industry regulations and standards, ensuring that every project meets or exceeds expectations. Eagle's commitment to continuous improvement drives them to stay updated with the latest technologies and methodologies in construction management. Achievements and impact. Throughout their career, Eagle has successfully managed a diverse portfolio of projects across the Peninsula Bay Area, ranging from multi-million-dollar commercial developments to intricate residential renovations. Their track record includes transforming project visions into tangible realities while maintaining a sharp focus on client satisfaction and stakeholder engagement. Key attributes: technical expertise, proficiency in project management software such as Procore, CoConstruct, Bluebeam, PlanGrid, and Sage 100 Contractor. Client relationship management, known for building strong, lasting relationships with clients, subcontractors, and team members through effective communication and transparent project execution. Strategic vision. Eagle strategically aligns project objectives with organizational goals, ensuring each initiative contributes to long-term success. Ethical standards. Upholding the highest ethical standards in all business dealings, Eagle prioritizes integrity and accountability throughout project life cycles. Future goals. Looking ahead, Eagle is committed to further expanding their impact in the construction industry, leveraging their expertise to tackle new challenges and spearhead innovative projects. With a passion for excellence and a dedication to continuous learning, Eagle remains a driving force in shaping the future of construction project management in the Peninsula Bay Area. Goals of UAT: validate functionality, ensure the product, service, or process behaves as expected in real-world scenarios. Confirm the product, service, or process works as intended. Identify issues needing resolution before project completion. Real-world simulation. Simulate real-world conditions to boost confidence in the product's functionality post-launch. Gather detailed user interaction data, purpose recognition and usage. Interaction methods and time. Feature awareness. Accessibility for all users. Record user feelings and experiences, emotions, identities, appeal, etc. Best practices for effective UAT. Define acceptance criteria, pre-established standards or requirements the product must meet. Document these requirements for each item tested, for example, a digital PDF handbook accessible on mobile and desktop. Create test cases, a sequence of steps and expected results to verify behavior. Example, user downloading a PDF on various devices to ensure accessibility. Careful user selection, choose actual end users for testing. Write UAT scripts based on user stories. User stories are informal explanations of features from the end user's perspective. Example, new employees locating and sharing the vacation policy from the handbook. Communicate expectations to users, prepare users ahead of time to reduce questions, issues, or delays. Prepare the testing environment, ensure proper credentials and access for users. Test these credentials beforehand. Provide a step-by-step plan, clear, easy-to-follow instructions focusing user attention on key areas. Share this plan in a digital document or spreadsheet before testing. Compile notes and record issues. Use a digital spreadsheet or document to track issues and user opinions on severity. Helps prioritize fixes. Managing UAT feedback, bugs or issues, track and monitor technical issues or other problems. Prioritize critical issues, for example, accessing or downloading the handbook, over non-critical ones, for example, cover art feedback. Change requests, manage and prioritize minor change requests. Share data with primary stakeholders. Adjust project timeline if needed to implement changes. Key takeaway: UAT is essential for ensuring project outcomes are desirable and successful. Allocate sufficient time in the project schedule for proper testing and issue resolution. Project overview: Eagle Construction Incorporated, led by Eagle the project manager, is overseeing the development of a state-of-the-art community center in a suburban area. This project aims to provide a hub for community activities and services, incorporating sustainable and accessible design principles. UAT goals for Eagle Construction's Community Center project: validate functionality, metrics, issue resolution rate, Achieve a 95% resolution rate for identified issues before project completion. Functionality satisfaction. Ensure 90% of users report that the product, service, or process works as intended. Execution. Conduct detailed tests simulating real-world scenarios. Gather data on user interactions, including time spent on tasks, feature usage, and accessibility feedback. Real-world simulation. Metrics. User interaction data collection. Collect detailed interaction data from 100% of test users. Accessibility feedback. Receive feedback from at least 90% of users on the accessibility of the product, service, or process. Execution. Simulate real-world conditions for testing. Record and analyze user feedback on emotions, identity, and appeal of the product, service, or process. Best practices for effective UAT implementation at Eagle Construction. Define acceptance criteria, metrics, documentation completeness, document acceptance criteria for 100% of items tested. Execution. Write down requirements for each test item, ensuring criteria are clear and measurable. Create test cases, metrics, test case coverage. Create test cases for 100% of acceptance criteria items. Execution. Develop detailed test cases outlining steps and expected results for each criterion. Careful user selection, metrics, and user representation. Ensure 100% of selected users represent the actual end-user demographic. Execution. Choose a diverse group of users who will be the end users of the product, service, or process. Write UAT scripts based on user stories, metrics, user story integration. Develop UAT scripts based on user stories for 100% of test scenarios. Execution. Create scripts reflecting real-life scenarios and user perspectives. Communicate expectations to users, metrics, pre-test communication. Communicate expectations to 100% of users before testing begins. Execution. Prepare users with clear instructions and expectations to minimize delays and issues. Prepare the testing environment, metrics, access readiness. Ensure 100% of users have proper credentials and access before testing. Execution. Verify user credentials and access to the testing environment in advance. Provide a step-by-step plan, metrics, instruction clarity. Provide clear, step-by-step instructions to 100% of users. Execution. Develop and share a comprehensive plan outlining the testing process. Compile notes and record issues, metrics, issue documentation. Record and track 100% of issues and user feedback in a digital document. Execution. Use a digital spreadsheet to document issues, including user opinions on severity for prioritization. Managing UAT feedback for Eagle Construction, bugs or issues, metrics, critical issue resolution. Resolve 100% of critical issues, for example, accessibility, download issues, before project completion. Non-critical issue review. Review and prioritize 100% of non-critical issues, for example, design feedback. Execution. Track and monitor issues using a digital system. Prioritize fixes based on severity and impact. Change requests, metrics, change request implementation. Implement 90% of feasible change requests. Stakeholder communication. Share change request data with 100% of primary stakeholders. Execution. Manage and prioritize change requests. Adjust the project timeline as necessary to accommodate changes. By integrating these practices and metrics, Eagle Construction Incorporated ensures that the community center project meets user expectations and accessibility standards, leading to a successful and inclusive project outcome. Project Overview. Eagle Construction Incorporated, led by Eagle the project manager, is overseeing the development of a state-of-the-art community center in a suburban area. This project aims to provide a hub for community activities and services, incorporating sustainable and accessible design principles. UAT goals for Eagle Construction's Community Center project: validate functionality, ensure the community center's features, such as the event booking system, accessibility ramps, and energy-efficient lighting, work as intended. Metrics: achieve a 95% functionality satisfaction rate from UAT participants. Real-world simulation: simulate the use of the community center by various user groups, including families, seniors, and people with disabilities, to ensure it meets diverse needs. Metrics: collect detailed feedback from 100% of user groups on usability and accessibility. Best practices for effective UAT implementation at Eagle Construction: define acceptance criteria, set clear criteria for each feature of the community center, such as the booking system's ease of use and the accessibility ramp's compliance with ADA standards. Metrics: document acceptance criteria for 100% of features. Create test cases. Develop test cases for each feature, detailing the steps users should take and the expected outcomes. Metrics. Create test cases for 100% of acceptance criteria items. Careful user selection. Select a diverse group of UAT participants representing different demographics and user needs. Metrics. Ensure 100% of selected users represent the actual end-user demographic. Write UAT scripts based on user stories. Develop scripts reflecting real-life scenarios, such as a family booking a room for a birthday party or a senior using the accessibility ramps. Metrics. Develop UAT scripts based on user stories for 100% of test scenarios. Communicate expectations to users. Provide clear instructions and expectations to UAT participants before testing begins. Metrics. Communicate expectations to 100% of users before testing. Prepare the testing environment. Ensure all that necessary credentials and access are set up for UAT participants. Metrics. Ensure 100% of users have proper credentials and access before testing. Provide a step-by-step plan. Share a detailed testing plan with UAT participants, outlining the steps and areas to focus on. Metrics. Provide a step-by-step plan to 100% of users. Compile notes and record issues. Use a digital document to track issues and gather user feedback during UAT. Metrics. Record and track 100% of issues and user feedback in a digital document. Managing UAT feedback for Eagle construction, bugs or issues. Address critical issues, such as accessibility or functionality problems, promptly. Metrics. Resolve 100% of critical issues before project completion. Change requests. Manage and prioritize change requests based on feasibility and impact. Metrics. Implement 90% of feasible change requests and share data with 100% of primary stakeholders. By integrating these practices and metrics, Eagle Construction Incorporated ensures that the community center project meets user expectations and accessibility standards, leading to a successful and inclusive project outcome. Test your knowledge. Compile feedback to measure satisfaction. Practice quiz. 5 total points available. Question 1. Interpersonal skills. In the initial planning phase, Eagle collaborates with architects and engineers to finalize design specifications and acceptance criteria based on detailed user stories. This involves empathetic listening to understand client expectations and trust building with stakeholders to ensure alignment and clarity. Question 1. A project manager should ask open-ended questions when utilizing which of the following 3 interpersonal skills? 1.A. Tool understanding. B. Negotiating. C. Empathetic listening. D. Trust building. B. Negotiating. C. Empathetic listening. D. Trust building. Question 2. Feedback survey timing. Eagle plans to administer monthly stakeholder satisfaction surveys to gauge satisfaction levels among clients and local authorities. This approach allows for continuous feedback both during and after the project, ensuring adjustments can be made promptly to enhance stakeholder satisfaction. Question 2. When is an optimal time to send out a feedback survey? 1.A. Both before and after a product or service launches. B. Only before a product or service launches. C. Only after a product or service launches. A. Both before and after a product or service launches. Question 3. Goals of UAT. As part of the closure and evaluation phase, Eagle conducts a comprehensive user acceptance test, UAT, to validate functional and performance criteria. This includes confirming that the building meets LEED Platinum certification standards, working as intended, and ensuring zero critical defects during final inspections, behaving in expected ways in real-world scenarios. Question 3. What are the main goals of a user acceptance test, UAT? Select all that apply. 1.A. To confirm that the product, service, or process is working as intended. B. To demonstrate that the product, service, or process is behaving in expected ways in real-world scenarios. C. To identify issues that need to be addressed before considering the project to be done. D. To persuade potential customers to use the new product, service, or process. The main goals of a user acceptance test, UAT, are A. To confirm that the product, service, or process is working as intended. B. To demonstrate that the product, service, or process is behaving in expected ways in real-world scenarios. C. To identify issues that need to be addressed before considering the project to be done. These 3 options accurately describe the primary objectives of user acceptance testing. Let me explain each one. A. UAT is designed to verify that the product or service meets the specified requirements and functions as intended. This is a crucial step to ensure that the development process has resulted in a solution that aligns with the original goals and specifications. B. UAT involves testing the product or service in conditions that closely mimic real-world usage scenarios. This helps to validate that the solution will perform as expected when used by actual end users in their typical environments. C. An important aspect of UAT is to uncover any remaining issues, bugs, or usability problems that may have been missed during earlier testing phases. Identifying these issues allows the development team to address them before the product is considered complete and ready for release. Option D. To persuade potential customers to use the new product, service, or process is not a primary goal of UAT. While a successful UAT can indirectly contribute to customer confidence, the main purpose of UAT is to validate the product's functionality and usability from the end user's perspective, not to serve as a marketing or sales tool. Question 4. Critical user journeys during the execution phase. Eagle oversees daily operations, ensuring adherence to critical user journeys, test cases, during construction. This involves monitoring progress against the project timeline, managing subcontractors effectively, and resolving issues promptly to maintain project alignment with goals. Question 4. As a project manager running a user acceptance test, UAT, you take your users through a sequence of steps to accomplish tasks in your product. What is the term for these steps? 1.A. Feedback survey. B. Edge cases. C. Acceptance criteria. D. Critical user journey, test cases. The correct answer is D. Critical user journey, test cases. Let me explain why this is the correct term and what it means in the context of user acceptance testing. UAT, a critical user journey, also known as a test case in UAT, is a sequence of steps that represents a typical path a user would take to complete a specific task or achieve a particular goal within the product. These journeys are designed to simulate real-world usage scenarios and are crucial for thoroughly testing the product's functionality and usability. Here's why the other options are not correct. A. Feedback survey. While feedback surveys might be used after UAT to gather user opinions, they don't refer to the sequence of steps users follow during the testing process. B. Edge cases. These are unusual or extreme scenarios that test the limits of the system, not the typical user journeys tested in UAT. C. Acceptance criteria. These are the conditions that must be met for the product to be considered acceptable, but they don't specifically refer to the step-by-step process users follow during testing. In UAT, project managers carefully design these critical user journeys or test cases to cover the most important functionalities and workflows of the product. By guiding users through these predefined sequences of steps, they can systematically evaluate whether the product meets user expectations and functions as intended in realistic scenarios. Question 5. Best practices for UAT. Eagle implements best practices for UAT by creating test cases for each aspect of the building being tested, defining and writing down acceptance criteria, and writing UAT scripts based on user stories. This structured approach ensures thorough testing of all functionalities and workflows, aligning closely with real-world usage scenarios. Question 5. Which of the following are best practices for running an effective UAT? Select all that apply. 1.A. Create test cases for each item being tested. B. Define and write down the acceptance criteria. C. Determine user credentials and access permissions the day of the test. D. Write UAT scripts based on user stories. E. Let users decide their own plan for the testing process. The best practices for running an effective user acceptance test, UAT, include A. Create test cases for each item being tested. B. Define and write down the acceptance criteria. D. Write UAT scripts based on user stories. Let's examine why these are best practices and why the other options are not. A. Creating test cases for each item being tested is crucial. This ensures comprehensive coverage of all features and functionalities, leaving no aspect of the product untested. B. Defining and writing down the acceptance criteria is essential. These criteria serve as clear benchmarks for what constitutes a successful test, helping to objectively determine if the product meets user requirements. D. Writing UAT scripts based on user stories is a best practice because it aligns the testing process with real-world usage scenarios. User stories represent how end users will actually interact with the product, making the tests more relevant and effective. Now, let's look at why the other options are not considered best practices. C. Determine user credentials and access permissions the day of the test is not a best practice. This should be done well in advance to avoid delays or complications during the actual testing process. E. Let users decide their own plan for the testing process is also not a best practice. While user input is valuable, the testing process should be structured and guided to ensure all critical aspects are covered systematically. allowing users to decide their own plan could lead to inconsistent or incomplete testing. In summary, effective UAT requires careful planning, clear criteria, and structured test cases that reflect real user scenarios. This approach ensures thorough testing and reliable results. The scenario effectively demonstrates how Eagle's strategic management approach integrates these best practices and principles, ensuring successful project outcomes and stakeholder satisfaction. By focusing on measurable metrics and maintaining rigorous control over project phases, Eagle sets a new benchmark for excellence in construction project management within the Peninsula Bay Area. The importance of understanding customer needs. Fictional scenario: Eagle's leadership in the Peninsula Bay Area construction project overview. Eagle, a distinguished project manager, oversees a groundbreaking construction endeavor in the Peninsula Bay Area. The project aims to erect an innovative office complex that exemplifies sustainability and meets stringent quality and timeline benchmarks. Measurable metrics: environmental impact. Goal: achieve a 30% reduction in carbon footprint through sustainable construction practices. Metric: monitor carbon emissions using LEED certification metrics. Target: attain LEED Platinum certification, demonstrating environmental stewardship. Outcome: verified 32% reduction in carbon footprint, surpassing initial targets and aligning with sustainability goals. Client engagement. Goal: secure 95% occupancy of the office complex within 6 months post-completion. Metric: track leasing agreements and tenant satisfaction surveys. Target: achieve 90% signed lease agreements within 3 months of project completion. Outcome: 97% occupancy achieved, exceeding expectations and validating market demand. Community relations. Goal: garner 80% positive feedback from local residents regarding project impact. Metric: conduct community surveys and public outreach events. Target: achieve 85% positive sentiment in community feedback reports. Outcome: 82% positive feedback received, demonstrating proactive community engagement and support. Implementation strategy. Initial planning phase: collaborate with architects and sustainability experts to design LEED compliance structures. Define environmental impact metrics and set clear benchmarks for sustainability goals. Execution phase: employ co-construct for streamlined project management, ensuring seamless coordination among subcontractors. Conduct bi-weekly quality audits using Bluebeam software to uphold construction standards and sustainability targets. Monitoring and control: host weekly stakeholder meetings to review project milestones and address potential risks. Utilize PlanRev for real-time document management and stakeholder communication. Closure and evaluation: conduct comprehensive post-project surveys to assess tenant satisfaction and community impact. Organize a sustainability showcase event to highlight LEED achievements and community benefits. Additional fictional details: Eagle's leadership ethos emphasizes proactive problem-solving and transparent communication, fostering a collaborative environment among stakeholders. Their commitment to ethical standards and sustainability principles ensures project success and positive community impact. Enhanced measurable numerical data. Stakeholder satisfaction. Goal: maintain an average stakeholder satisfaction score of 4.7 out of 5. Metric: conduct quarterly satisfaction surveys with stakeholders and project sponsors. Outcome: consistent satisfaction scores averaging 4.9, reflecting strong stakeholder trust and engagement. Financial performance. Goal: achieve a 10% return on investment, ROI, for project sponsors. Metric: track project expenditures and revenue generation post-completion. Outcome: realize 12% ROI, exceeding financial expectations and securing future investment opportunities. Conclusion: Eagle's strategic acumen and meticulous project management approach ensure the successful delivery of the Peninsula Bay Area's landmark construction project. By integrating SU's insights on customer centricity and stakeholder management, Eagle sets a new standard for excellence in sustainable construction practices and community-focused project execution. This scenario showcases how Eagle's leadership integrates SU's emphasis on understanding customer needs and stakeholder management into a comprehensive project management strategy, achieving measurable outcomes and exceeding project goals. Role and responsibility: SU is a technical program manager at Google responsible for ensuring project delivery by integrating diverse capabilities from various teams into customer-ready products. Customer-centric focus emphasizes that without customers, there's no purpose in developing products. Understanding customer needs requires empathy and the ability to see the product from their perspective. Stakeholder management categorizes stakeholders into two main groups: customers, end users or purchasers of the product. DMAIC treats them as a distinct category of stakeholders whose satisfaction is crucial. Sponsors, those funding the project. They seek ROI and require detailed, relevant information to ensure their investment is worthwhile. Balancing stakeholder communication highlights the challenge of striking a balance in communication, providing adequate detail to sponsors without overwhelming them. Ensuring transparency to build trust, crucial for maintaining stakeholder confidence. Project lifecycle perspective enjoys witnessing projects evolve from ideation to completion, finds fulfillment in seeing customers' positive reactions when they interact with the final product. Appreciates the journey from conceptualization to tangible outcomes, showcasing the transformation of ideas into functional solutions. Skill development views understanding customer needs as a skill that improves with experience, believes in continuously developing empathy and perspective-taking skills to better anticipate and meet customer expectations. Project management satisfaction finds satisfaction in managing projects comprehensively, enjoys the process of overseeing projects from inception through execution to final delivery and customer validation. Eagle's perspective underscores the importance of customer centricity, effective stakeholder management, and the rewarding aspects of overseeing projects from start to finish in project management. Continuous improvement and process improvement. Project overview. Peninsula Bay Area commercial development background. Eagle, an esteemed project manager in the construction industry, leads a transformative commercial development project in the Peninsula Bay Area. This initiative aims to construct a sustainable office complex that integrates cutting-edge technology while adhering to stringent quality and timeline targets. Measurable metrics, continuous improvement initiatives. Goal: implement 3 significant process improvements quarterly to enhance project efficiency. Metric: conduct quarterly performance reviews using DMAIC framework. Target: achieve at least 10% improvement in project timeline efficiency and cost savings metrics with each improvement cycle. Example: Q1 improvement, implementing streamlined communication protocols and optimizing subcontractor coordination. Q2 improvement, introducing digital inspection tools to reduce inspection times and improve accuracy. Q3 improvement, enhancing procurement strategies to negotiate better pricing and reduce lead times. Process improvement. Goal: streamline procurement processes to reduce lead times and costs by 15%. Metric: measure procurement lead times and costs bi-monthly. Target: decrease procurement lead times from 60 to 51 days and reduce costs by $200,000 annually. Example: baseline lead time, 60 days. Target lead time: achieve 51 days by optimizing supplier relationships and implementing just-in-time delivery practices. Cost reduction target: achieve $200,000 annual savings by negotiating bulk purchase discounts and reducing order processing overhead. Controlled environment experimentation. Hypothesis: adjusting construction scheduling software can optimize labor allocation and reduce idle time by 20%. Experiment setup: use co-construct to schedule 2 identical construction phases with and without the software adjustment. Outcome evaluation: compare labor productivity metrics before and after adjustments to validate efficiency gains. Example: baseline idle time, 15% of total labor hours. Target reduction: decrease idle time to 12% through optimized scheduling and real-time labor tracking. Validation: validate efficiency gains through comparative analysis of labor utilization rates and project milestones achieved. Customer satisfaction and stakeholder engagement. Goal: maintain a stakeholder satisfaction score of 4.8 out of 5 throughout the project lifecycle. Metric: conduct bi-weekly stakeholder surveys and feedback sessions. Target: achieve consistent stakeholder satisfaction scores above 4.8, indicating strong engagement and trust. Example: current satisfaction score, 4.7. Target improvement: maintain or exceed 4.8 throughout the project. Feedback utilization: implement feedback-driven adjustments in project planning and execution to enhance stakeholder experience. Environmental impact and sustainability. Goal: attain LEED Platinum certification for sustainable building practices. Metric: track energy efficiency improvements and waste reduction initiatives. Target: achieve 30% reduction in carbon footprint compared to industry standards, contributing to sustainable development goals. Example: energy efficiency improvement, install solar panels to achieve 20% on-site energy generation. Waste reduction, implement recycling programs to divert 50% of construction waste from landfills. Carbon footprint reduction, achieve 30% reduction through energy-efficient vac systems and sustainable material sourcing. Implementation strategy: initial planning phase, Collaborate with architects and sustainability consultants to design eco-friendly building systems. Define project acceptance criteria aligned with LEED Platinum certification standards. Execution phase. Utilize Procure for real-time project management and coordination. Optimize resource allocation to minimize construction waste and enhance efficiency. Monitoring and control. Weekly progress meetings. Review performance metrics and adjust strategies as needed. Document management. Employ plan with for seamless communication among stakeholders. Closure and evaluation. Post-project review. Conduct comprehensive DMAIC analysis to identify successes and areas for improvement. Stakeholder engagement. Engage stakeholders in final walkthroughs to gather feedback and ensure project objectives are met. Conclusion. Eagle's strategic vision and commitment to continuous improvement are pivotal in ensuring the success of the Peninsula Bay Area commercial development project. By leveraging structured improvement frameworks like DMAIC and focusing on measurable metrics, Eagle sets new benchmarks for excellence in sustainable construction practices and stakeholder engagement. Their leadership underscores the importance of integrating innovation, efficiency, and sustainability into every aspect of project management, shaping a future of impactful construction development in the region. This expanded scenario provides a detailed view of how Eagle plans to achieve measurable goals through continuous improvement and process enhancement in their commercial development project. Continuous improvement overview. Ongoing effort to enhance products or services steadily, aimed at achieving the best possible outcomes over time. Process improvement definition. Identifying, analyzing, and enhancing existing processes. Goals include improving team performance and optimizing consumer experiences. Controlled environment in experimentation, ensures changes are accurately tested without interference from other variables. Control groups provide a baseline for comparison to validate results. Hypothesis formation and testing, begins with identifying a problem in the process. Formulate a hypothesis to address the problem with a proposed solution. Example, project plant PAL scenario. Office green faces shipping issues with larger plants in one-size-fits-all boxes. Hypothesis. Larger plants might arrive intact if shipped in bigger boxes with the same padding. Experiment setup. Control group continues shipping half of the larger plants in original boxes. Experimental group ships the other half in larger boxes with all other variables unchanged. Outcome evaluation conducts customer survey after delivery to assess plant condition. Confirms hypothesis if more larger plants arrive intact in the experimental group. Data-driven improvement frameworks, DMAIC, define, measure, analyze, improve, control, structured approach to improve processes systematically. Used to identify issues, measure performance, analyze root causes, implement improvements, and maintain control over processes. PDCA, plan, do, check, act, cycle for continuous improvement based on iterative testing and adjustment. Involves planning changes, implementing them, checking results, and taking further actions based on findings. Conclusion. Continuous improvement relies on structured approaches like DMAIC and PDCA. These frameworks ensure systematic problem-solving and enhancement of processes over time. This summary encapsulates the key concepts of continuous improvement and process improvement discussed in the video, illustrating practical applications through the project plant PAL scenario and introducing effective improvement frameworks like DMAIC and PDCA. Data-driven improvement frameworks. DMAIC framework application scenario. Enhancing project efficiency with DMAIC. Define, business problem, project delays in a commercial development due to inefficient resource allocation and scheduling conflicts. Goals, reduce project timeline by 15% and optimize resource utilization to enhance cost effectiveness. Resources, project team of 25 members, construction materials including steel, concrete, and finishes, procure software for project management. Project scope, construction of a 10-story office complex, including site preparation, structural construction, and interior finishing. Timeline, current phase scheduled for 12 months from groundbreaking to occupancy. Measure, metrics, baseline project timeline, 12 months. Resource allocation efficiency, currently at 75%, aiming for 90% efficiency. Cost per milestone, budgeted at $500,000 per construction phase milestone. Data collection, weekly progress reports detailing task completion rates. Procure data on resource usage and scheduling conflicts. Analyze, root causes, identify bottlenecks in resource allocation such as overlapping task assignments and material shortages. Assess impact on project timeline and budget, with delays averaging 2 weeks per milestone due to scheduling conflicts. Improve, solution, Implement advanced scheduling algorithms within Procore to optimize resource allocation and minimize conflicts. Introduce staggered task scheduling and real-time task dependencies tracking to enhance workflow efficiency. Expected outcome: reduce project timeline from 12 to 10.2 months, 15% improvement. Achieve cost savings of $150,000 per quarter through reduced labor overtime and optimized material procurement. Control, implementation, roll out new scheduling algorithms integrated with Procore platform. Conduct training sessions for project team on updated scheduling procedures. Monitoring, weekly review meetings to assess progress against revised schedule and identify any emerging conflicts. Quarterly performance reviews to measure timeline efficiency and validate cost savings targets. Numerical metrics, baseline project timeline, 12 months target timeline improvement, reduced to 10.2 months, 15% improvement, cost savings target, achieve $150,000 savings per quarter through optimized scheduling PDCA framework application scenario. Optimizing stakeholder communication with PDCA plan, problem, low stakeholder engagement and communication gaps affecting project clarity and stakeholder satisfaction. Root cause, ineffective communication channels and irregular updates leading to misunderstandings. Solutions, implement bi-weekly stakeholder meetings to provide updates and gather feedback. Enhance communication tools within Procore for real-time project status updates. Do. Action, launch bi-weekly stakeholder meetings facilitated by project managers. Utilize Procore's communication features to ensure stakeholders receive timely updates. Check, comparison, measure stakeholder satisfaction scores through bi-weekly surveys, baseline, 4.5 out of 5. Gather qualitative feedback during stakeholder meetings to gauge effectiveness. Act, refinement, adjust meeting frequency and format based on stakeholder feedback. Introduce targeted email updates and project newsletters to supplement meetings. Continuous improvement, maintain regular communication practices throughout project lifecycle to ensure ongoing stakeholder satisfaction. Numerical metrics, stakeholder satisfaction score, baseline 4.5 out of 5 target score, achieve and maintain 4.8 out of 5 throughout project lifecycle. Benefits and practical use. Structured approach, ensures systematic problem solving and decision making in construction management. Measurable outcomes, facilitates monitoring and evaluation of improvements in project timelines and stakeholder satisfaction. Versatility, applicable across various construction phases to enhance productivity and achieve project goals. Conclusion: applying DMAIC and PDCA frameworks in Eagle's construction projects not only enhances operational efficiency but also fosters a culture of continuous improvement and data-driven decision-making. These frameworks provide structured methodologies to address complex challenges, ensuring Eagle's company achieves sustainable improvements in project delivery and stakeholder engagement within the Peninsula Bay Area. DMAIC framework: define, measure, analyze, improve, control, define, clearly articulate the business problem, goals, resources, project scope, and timeline. Measure, establish performance metrics and collect data to establish baselines and measure success criteria. Analyze, identify root causes of problems and assess their impact on operations or outcomes. Improve, implement reasonable solutions to address identified issues or inefficiencies. Control, implement changes and monitor updated processes to ensure sustained improvements over time. PDCA framework: plan, do, check, act, plan, identify the problem, root cause, and potential solutions. Do, implement the chosen solution, such as reorganizing the website to feature overstocked plants prominently. Check, compare results against the established goals to determine if the problem has been effectively addressed. Act, fine-tune the solution based on feedback and data analysis to ensure continuous improvement. Application in continuous improvement, problem solving. Both frameworks provide structured approaches to identify issues, reduce errors, and optimize processes. Iterative improvement, encourage iterative testing and adjustment to refine solutions based on measurable outcomes. Workflow optimization, suitable for improving workflows in various settings, promoting efficiency and effectiveness. Benefits of frameworks: structured approach, guides systematic problem solving and decision making. Measurable outcomes, facilitates monitoring and evaluation of improvements. Versatility, applicable in both professional and personal contexts to enhance productivity and achieve goals. Practical use, examples, using DMAIC to enhance project efficiency or PDCA to optimize sales strategies. Implementation, encourages proactive problem solving and continuous learning in workplace environments. Success factors, emphasizes the importance of data-driven decisions and continuous improvement culture. Conclusion, key takeaways, understanding these frameworks equips individuals and teams to tackle challenges methodically, fostering innovation and achieving sustainable improvements. Future application, encourages application of DMAIC and PDCA in everyday problem-solving scenarios to drive success and growth. This summary highlights how DMAIC and PDCA frameworks contribute to continuous improvement strategies, emphasizing their utility in enhancing operational efficiency and achieving organizational goals. Fictional scenario example, using DMAIC and PDCA frameworks. Scenario 1, DMAIC framework. Project, renovation of an office building. Define. Business problem, delays in project completion causing client dissatisfaction. Goals, reduce project completion time by 20%. Resources, $2 million budget, project team of 20 members. Project scope, complete renovation of a 10,000 square feet office building within 6 months. Timeline, 6 months. Measure. Performance metrics, baseline project completion time, 7.5 months. Current budget usage, $300,000 per month. Labor hours, 800 hours per month. Client satisfaction score, 70%. Data collection, weekly reports on project progress, monthly financial statements, and time tracking logs. Analyze. Root causes, inefficient scheduling and resource allocation. Delays in material delivery. Communication gaps among team members. Impact assessment, delays have increased project costs by 15%, $300,000, and reduced client satisfaction scores by 10%, from 70% to 60%. Improve. Solutions, implement a more efficient scheduling system using Procore. Establish contracts with reliable material suppliers. Improve team communication with weekly meetings and a shared digital platform. Implementation, new schedule reduces expected completion time to 6 months. Contracts secure delivery of materials, reducing delays by 30%. Communication improvements increase team cohesion and efficiency by 25%. Control. Monitoring, weekly progress reviews, monthly financial audits, and team feedback sessions. Sustained improvements, real-time project tracking through Procore. Regular supplier performance evaluations. Continuous team communication and collaboration. Scenario 2, PDCA Framework Project, expansion of a residential complex. Plan. Identify the problem, delays in completing residential units leading to lost revenue. Root cause, inadequate planning and resource allocation. Potential solutions, implement a detailed project timeline. Reorganize resource allocation to ensure critical tasks are prioritized. Do. Implementation, use Bluebeam to create a detailed project timeline. Reorganize the construction workflow to prioritize critical tasks. Example, feature overstocked materials prominently to streamline inventory management. Check. Results comparison, baseline completion time, 12 months. Goal, reduced to 10 months. After implementation, completion time reduced to 9.5 months. Financial comparison, initial budget overrun by 20%, post-implementation overrun reduced to 5%. Client satisfaction scores, increased by 15%, from 75% to 90%. Act. Fine-tuning, based on feedback, adjust the workflow to further optimize efficiency. Implement additional training for team members on the new system. Continuous monitoring and adjustments to ensure sustained improvement. Application in continuous improvement problem solving. DMAIC and PDCA frameworks provide structured approaches for Eagle to identify and resolve issues, reducing errors, and optimizing processes. Iterative improvement encourages Eagle to engage in iterative testing and adjustments, refining solutions based on measurable outcomes. Workflow optimization, suitable for improving workflows in construction settings, promoting efficiency and effectiveness. Benefits of framework structured approach, guides Eagle in systematic problem solving and decision making. Measurable outcomes, facilitates monitoring and evaluation of improvements. Versatility, applicable in both professional and personal contexts to enhance productivity and achieve goals. Practical use examples, using DMAIC to enhance project efficiency or PDCA to optimize construction workflows. Implementation, encourages proactive problem solving and continuous learning in Eagle's workplace environments. Success factors, emphasizes the importance of data-driven decisions and a continuous improvement culture. Conclusion. Key takeaways, understanding DMAIC and PDCA equips Eagle and their team to tackle challenges methodically, fostering innovation and achieving sustainable improvements. Future application encourages Eagle to apply DMAIC and PDCA in everyday problem-solving scenarios to drive success and growth in their construction projects. By leveraging these frameworks, Eagle can enhance their project management practices, ensuring each project is completed efficiently and effectively, contributing to the long-term success of their company. In which step of the DMAIC framework do you work to find the root causes of problems and understand their impact? A. Define, D. B. Measure, M. C. Analyze, A. D. Improve, I. E. Control, C. The step in the DMAIC framework where you work to find the root causes of problems and understand their impact is, C. Analyze, A. The analyze phase is specifically focused on identifying and verifying the root causes of the problem being addressed. During this phase, teams use data-driven approaches and various analytical tools to determine the underlying factors contributing to the issue. Key activities in the analyze phase include identifying potential root causes through techniques like brainstorming, 5 whys, and fishbone diagrams. Using statistical tools and techniques to validate hypotheses about root causes. Determining which factors have the most significant impact on the process and its performance. Exploring relationships between variables and uncovering patterns in the data. Prioritizing the root causes based on their impact on the critical to quality, CTQ, factors. The goal of the analyze phase is to bridge the gap between identifying problems and implementing effective solutions. By thoroughly investigating and understanding the root causes, teams can then move on to developing targeted improvements in the subsequent improve phase. Approach to selling buildings. Scenario: Eagle is tasked with managing a commercial real estate development project in the Peninsula Bay Area. The project involves predicting market movements to optimize sales strategies for office spaces in a new high-rise building. Metrics. Market research utilization. Market research reports analyzed, 5 comprehensive reports covering local economic trends, competitor analysis, and tenant preferences. Predictive accuracy rate, 85% based on historical data and current market indicators. Sales strategy implementation. Cold calls made, 200 to targeted potential buyers identified through market research. AI-generated prospecting leads converted, 15% resulting in signed LOIs, letters of intent, for office leases. Increase in market reach compared to previous projects, 30% expansion in potential investor interest in tenant inquiries. Market reach strategies scenario: Eagle is leading a residential construction project targeting upscale buyers in the Peninsula Bay Area. They implement a comprehensive market reach strategy to attract potential homeowners. Metrics. Prospecting efficiency. AI-generated leads processed, 500 through data-driven algorithms analyzing buyer demographics and preferences. Conversion rate of AI-generated leads, 10% resulting in signed purchase agreements for luxury homes. Traditional methods. Cold calls made to potential buyers, 300 with personalized pitches based on demographic insights. Networking events attended, 5 fostering relationships with local realtors and affluent community members. Role of relationships. Scenario: Eagle is managing a mixed-use development project, emphasizing the importance of personal skills in building trust with stakeholders including investors, local community leaders, and future tenants. Metrics. Stakeholder engagement. Stakeholder satisfaction score, 9/10 based on feedback surveys and timely issue resolution. Community leaders endorsement level, positive feedback from 80% of community meetings enhancing project approvals and public support. Client relationship management. Client retention rate, 90% maintained through regular updates and transparent project communication. Referral rate from satisfied clients, 40% leading to additional project opportunities and word-of-mouth marketing. Evolution of technology. Scenario: Eagle oversees a renovation project of a historic property, utilizing advanced technologies to streamline project management and maintain historical integrity. Metrics. Technology integration. Use of construction management software, for example, Procore, PlanGrid, 100% coverage enhancing project scheduling and subcontractor coordination. Reduction in project timeline due to technology adoption, 15% efficiency gain by minimizing change orders and improving workflow automation. Communication efficiency. Average response time to client inquiries, 1 hour utilizing integrated communication tools. Team collaboration improvement measured through feedback, 20% increase in satisfaction levels leading to enhanced productivity and project outcomes. Advice for success. Scenario. Eagle reflects on their career achievements and advises junior project managers on keys to long-term success in construction project management. Metrics. Continuous learning. Number of professional courses attended annually, 2 focusing on emerging construction technologies and leadership development. Certification achievement rate, BMP, LEED, etc., maintaining industry relevance and expertise. Adaptation to technology. Adoption rate of new construction technologies, 90% integrating innovations like VR simulations and IoT for enhanced project monitoring. Efficiency gains measured in project delivery, 10% reduction in costs through optimized resource allocation and waste reduction strategies. Conclusion. These elaborated scenarios demonstrate how Eagle the project manager applies strategic insights and measurable metrics in managing construction projects. By leveraging data-driven decision-making, fostering strong relationships, embracing technological advancements, and prioritizing continuous learning, Eagle consistently achieves optimal project outcomes and sets a standard for success in the construction industry. Each scenario underscores Eagle's commitment to excellence, innovation, and client satisfaction, ensuring sustainable growth and leadership in their field. Differentiating projects from programs. Eagle, a seasoned project manager in the construction industry, plays a crucial role in overseeing individual projects within a larger organizational framework. Let's explore how Eagle distinguishes between projects and programs based on their expertise and experience. Definitions. Recap. Project, a single focused endeavor with short-term, concrete deliverables. Program, a collection of related projects, managed together to achieve long-term business objectives. Portfolio, a collection of projects and programs managed collectively to achieve strategic goals. Relationships. Projects can exist independently or as part of larger programs. Programs are composed of related projects, managed under a common strategic umbrella. Portfolios encompass all projects and programs across an organization, managed centrally for strategic alignment. Roles and responsibilities. Project manager, Eagle, role, oversees individual projects with a focus on short-term goals and deliverables. Responsibilities, ensures meticulous planning, resource allocation, and compliance with industry standards. Implements continuous improvement strategies to enhance project outcomes. Program manager, role, supervises multiple projects aligned with long-term business objectives. Responsibilities, manages interdependencies among projects, optimizes resource allocation across programs, and drives strategic initiatives. Portfolio manager, role, provides centralized management of portfolios, overseeing strategic alignment and resource optimization. Responsibilities, manages a collection of projects and programs to achieve overarching organizational goals, facilitates communication across teams, and ensures portfolio-wide success. Detailed fictional scenario examples with numerical metrics. Example scenario, launching a high-rise residential development project managed by Eagle. Project description, construction of a high-rise residential building in downtown Peninsula Bay Area. Project duration, 18 months. Budget, $50 million. Key deliverables, completion of structural work, interior finishing, and client handover. Success metrics, timeline adherence, achieve milestone completions on time. Budget compliance, maintain within a ±5% variance. Quality standards, achieve customer satisfaction rating of 90%. Program managed by program manager. Program description, urban development program in Peninsula Bay Area. Program duration, 5 years. Budget, $500 million. Key objectives, develop sustainable urban infrastructure, enhance community living, and stimulate economic growth. Success metrics, revenue generation, achieve 10% ROI annually. Stakeholder engagement, maintain positive community relations. Project integration, ensure seamless coordination among related projects. Portfolio managed by portfolio manager. Portfolio description, construction and infrastructure development portfolio across California. Portfolio scope, includes multiple programs and projects aimed at regional infrastructure enhancement. Strategic goals, improve statewide connectivity, promote environmental sustainability, and support economic development. Success metrics, financial performance, achieve 15% annual growth in portfolio value. Risk management, maintain a risk contingency fund equivalent to 5% of portfolio value. Strategic alignment, ensure all projects contribute to statewide development goals. Conclusion. Eagle's role as a project manager exemplifies the importance of clear distinctions between projects, programs, and portfolios within an organizational context. By focusing on their specialized responsibilities and leveraging their expertise, Eagle contributes to the successful execution of individual projects while aligning with broader strategic objectives set forth by program and portfolio management. Scenario, implementing cross-departmental training. Project manager, Eagle, objective, enhance team collaboration and efficiency through monthly cross-departmental training sessions. Implementation, frequency, conduct monthly training sessions involving all departments, engineering, procurement, construction, and quality assurance. Topics covered, focus on improving processes, communication skills, and team-building activities. Metrics, training attendance, achieve 100% attendance from targeted departments. Feedback rating, maintain an average satisfaction rating of 4.5 out of 5 from participant feedback surveys. Improvement initiatives, implement at least 3 improvement initiatives based on insights gathered from training sessions within 6 months. Program manager, fictional example, objective, scale training initiatives across all managed projects to standardize best practices and foster continuous improvement. Implementation, standardization, develop a comprehensive training curriculum aligned with program objectives and project requirements. Rollout strategy, ensure training sessions are scheduled regularly across all project sites and teams. Metrics, adoption rate, achieve 90% participation rate across all managed projects within the first 3 months. Implementation effectiveness, measure a 10% increase in project performance metrics related to communication and team collaboration post-training. Feedback integration, incorporate feedback from project teams to refine and improve training content and delivery methods. Key success factors: integration of insights. Eagle integrates insights and best practices gained from cross-departmental training into project workflows, enhancing efficiency and collaboration. Alignment with strategic goals, both Eagle as the project manager and the fictional program manager ensure that training initiatives align with broader organizational goals of improving project performance and client satisfaction. Continuous improvement culture, by fostering a culture of continuous improvement, Eagle and the program management team drive ongoing enhancements in project execution and team dynamics. Conclusion: Eagle's proactive approach to implementing cross-departmental training not only enhances project outcomes but also contributes to building a cohesive team environment across departments. This scenario exemplifies how Eagle's leadership and project management skills translate into measurable improvements in project performance and organizational efficiency. PDCA Framework Application, Eagle the Project Manager Scenario, improving sales of a construction service plan, identify and brainstorm solutions. Objective, address a decline in demand for a specific construction service. Action, analyze market trends and customer feedback to pinpoint reasons for the decline. Brainstorm solutions with sales and marketing teams. Do, reorganize marketing strategies. Objective, revamp marketing strategies to highlight the service's unique benefits. Action, redesign website to prominently feature the service, emphasizing its advantages and success stories. Launch targeted email campaigns and social media promotions. Offer discounts or incentives to encourage new clients to try the service. Check, monitor sales and evaluate success. Objective, measure the impact of marketing changes on service demand. Action, track website traffic, conversion rates, and inquiries specifically related to the promoted service. Monitor sales data to assess if discounts and promotions lead to increased bookings. Gather customer feedback through surveys to gauge satisfaction with a revised marketing approach. Act, establish best practices. Objective, institutionalize effective marketing strategies as best practices for promoting construction services. Action, document successful marketing tactics and outcomes for future reference. Incorporate lessons learned into marketing strategy reviews and updates. Share successful approaches with marketing team members for ongoing improvement. Outcome: new process implementation, incorporate effective marketing strategies into standard procedures for promoting construction services. Continuous improvement impact, enhance marketing tactics not only for the specific service but also for other service lines within the company. Business results, achieve a measurable increase in inquiries, bookings, and revenue from the promoted service. Conclusion: this scenario illustrates Eagle's strategic application of the PDCA framework to address business challenges effectively. By implementing targeted marketing improvements, Eagle demonstrates their commitment to continuous improvement and achieving measurable business results in the construction industry. This approach not only enhances service visibility and client engagement but also contributes to Eagle's reputation for delivering innovative solutions and driving growth in their organization. Off-screen example project, launching the Plant Pals service. Temporary and short-term endeavor. Duration, 6 months. Budget, $250,000. Launch success, achieved within the timeline and budget. Customer acquisition, 1,500 new customers in the first month. Program, running the Plant Pals service. Long-term business objective. Duration, ongoing. Annual budget, $600,000. Revenue growth, 12% increase in annual revenue. Customer retention rate, 90%. Operational cost reduction, 6% through process optimizations. Portfolio, office screens collection of projects and programs. Overall metrics, total projects, 12. Total programs, 4. Annual budget, $5 million. Revenue growth, 10% annually. Operational efficiency improvement, 7% across all projects and programs. Customer satisfaction, 88% average satisfaction rate. PDCA framework application scenario, drop in sales of the plant variety. Plan, identify and brainstorm solutions. Action, reorganize the website to feature the plant variety and offer a 15% discount. Do, implement the changes. Execution time, 3 weeks. Cost, $4,000. Check, monitor sales and evaluate success. Sales increase, 30% increase in sales of the featured plant variety. Act, establish the successful change as a best practice. Outcome, new process for low-performing plants. Annual savings, $45,000 in reduced waste. Revenue increase, $120,000 from increased sales of featured plants. Conclusion: differentiated between projects, programs, and portfolios. Discussed how continuous improvements in projects can benefit programs and portfolios. Highlighted the interconnectedness of projects, programs, and portfolios within an organization. Differentiating projects from programs. Introduction: a project manager interacts daily with their team and is part of a larger organizational ecosystem. Projects are not the only endeavor for project managers, they also engage in programs and portfolios. Definitions: project, a single focused endeavor with short-term, concrete deliverables. Program, a collection of related projects, managed together to achieve long-term business objectives. Portfolio, a collection of projects and programs managed collectively to achieve strategic goals. Relationships: projects can exist independently or as part of programs. Programs can exist within portfolios. Portfolios encompass all projects and programs across an organization. Roles: project manager, oversees individual projects. Focuses on short-term goals and deliverables. Continuously improves their assigned project. Program manager, supervises groups of projects and project managers. Focuses on long-term business objectives. Continuously improves their assigned collection of projects. Portfolio manager, supervises a grouping of projects and programs. Provides centralized management. Continuously improves their assigned collection of projects and programs. Example of continuous improvement: project manager, implements monthly cross-departmental training. Improves processes, communication, and team building. Shares insights with a program manager. Program manager, establishes training across all managed projects. Implements program-wide continuous improvements. Off-screen example project, launching the Plant Pals service. Temporary and short-term endeavor. Ends once the service is successfully launched. Program, running the Plant Pals service. Long-term business objective. Requires continuous improvement. Portfolio, includes all projects and programs at office screen. Benefits from continuous improvements across projects and programs. PDCA framework application scenario, drop in sales of a plant variety. Plan, identify and brainstorm solutions. Do, reorganize the website to feature the plant variety and offer discounts. Check, monitor sales and evaluate success. Act, establish the successful change as a best practice. Outcome, new process to feature low-performing plants at the top of the website. Continuous improvements reflected in project, program, and portfolio levels. Increased revenue and reduced waste across the company. Conclusion: differentiated between projects, programs, and portfolios. Discussed how continuous improvements in projects can benefit programs and portfolios. Highlighted the interconnectedness of projects, programs, and portfolios within an organization. What role does a program manager play in an organization? A program manager supervises a group of projects and programs and provides centralized management of them. B program manager oversees individual projects and has short-term, concrete deliverables. C program manager supervises groups of projects and focuses on long-term business objectives. D program manager oversees the individual work of team members on a daily basis. C. A program manager supervises groups of projects and focuses on long-term business objectives. Correct. A program manager supervises groups or projects and even other project managers and focuses on long-term business objectives. Program managers are tasked with continuously improving their assigned collection of projects. Explanation: a program manager oversees a set of related projects that are managed together to achieve strategic objectives. They ensure that the projects within the program align with the organization's long-term goals and contribute to its overall success. Program managers are responsible for strategic planning, resource management, stakeholder communication, and overseeing the coordination and integration of project activities within the program. Cultivating a continuous improvement mindset. Role and background: Eagle is a seasoned project manager with over 20 years of experience in managing complex construction projects. Recognized for consistently delivering multi-million-dollar projects on time, within budget, and with a strong focus on quality and safety standards. Responsibilities: leads and manages cross-functional teams comprising engineers, subcontractors, and stakeholders. Facilitates seamless communication and collaboration across all project phases to ensure efficient project delivery. Acts as the primary liaison between clients and project teams, ensuring alignment with client expectations and maintaining high levels of client satisfaction throughout the project lifecycle. Process improvement, implements a new project management software suite that integrates scheduling, budgeting, and communication tools to streamline project workflows. Metrics, achieve a 15% reduction in project timelines due to improved scheduling efficiency. Decrease project rework by 20% through enhanced communication and real-time project data visibility. Continuous improvement mindset, cultivates a culture of continuous improvement among project teams by encouraging proactive feedback and idea-sharing sessions. Metrics, conduct quarterly feedback surveys showing a consistent 10% increase in team satisfaction with project processes and decision-making effectiveness. Implement at least 2 new process improvements annually based on team feedback and project post-mortem analyses. Challenges and adaptation, proactively addresses challenges such as changing regulatory requirements and material supply chain disruptions. Implements risk management strategies to mitigate potential project delays and cost overruns. Metrics, maintain a project adaptability index of 90% or higher, measured by the successful resolution of unforeseen challenges without impacting project milestones. Customer-centric focus, integrates client feedback mechanisms into project planning and execution phases to ensure projects meet or exceed client expectations. Metrics, achieve a client satisfaction rating of 90% or higher based on structured post-project surveys and client testimonials. Conclusion, Eagle remains dedicated to driving excellence and innovation in construction project management, leveraging advanced technologies and best practices. Goals include expanding project impact through sustainable building practices and maintaining ethical standards in all project engagements. This enhanced scenario provides a deeper insight into how Eagle applies continuous improvement principles with specific measurable metrics, showcasing his leadership in managing construction projects effectively and achieving high client satisfaction. Test your knowledge, continuous improvement practice quiz, 5 total points. Question 1. Fill in the blank. Underscore is an ongoing effort to improve products or services. It begins with a project manager recognizing processes and tasks that they should create, eliminate, or improve. 1.A. Experimental improvement, B. Control improvement, C. Process improvement, D. Continuous improvement. The correct answer to fill in the blank is D. Continuous improvement. Continuous improvement is an ongoing effort to improve products, services, or processes over time. It is based on the idea that small, incremental changes can lead to significant improvements when applied consistently. This approach is ongoing and never-ending, rather than a one-time project. Involves all levels of an organization, not just management. Focuses on making small, frequent improvements rather than major overhauls. Begins with identifying areas that need improvement, as mentioned in the question. Is often associated with methodologies like Kaizen, Lean, and Six Sigma. The other options are not standard terms in project management or quality improvement. A. Experimental improvement is not a recognized term in this context. B. Control improvement might relate to improving control processes but is not a comprehensive approach to overall improvement. C. Process improvement is a part of continuous improvement but doesn't capture the ongoing, organization-wide nature of the concept. Therefore, continuous improvement is the most appropriate term to fill in the blank in this question. 2. Question 2. As a project manager, you decide to use a continuous improvement framework to help you measure success. The framework you choose has a step that involves conducting performance metrics and data collection to establish baselines. Which framework does this describe? 1.A. PDCA, B. DMAIC, C. KPI, D. UIT. The framework that best describes the process you're referring to, which includes conducting performance metrics and data collection to establish baselines, is B. DMAIC. DMAIC is a data-driven improvement cycle used for improving, optimizing, and stabilizing business processes and designs. The acronym DMAIC stands for the 5 phases of the process: define, identify the problem or opportunity for improvement; measure, collect data and establish baseline performance metrics; analyze, examine the data to identify root causes of problems or inefficiencies; improve, develop and implement solutions to address the root causes; control, monitor the improved process and maintain the gains. The measure phase of DMAIC specifically involves collecting data and establishing baseline performance metrics, which aligns with the description in the question. The other options do not fit as well. A. PDCA, Plan Do Check Act, is another continuous improvement framework, but it doesn't explicitly emphasize establishing baselines in its steps. C. KPI, Key Performance Indicator, is a type of performance measurement, not a comprehensive improvement framework. D. UAT, User Acceptance Testing, is typically used in software development to verify if a system meets user requirements, and is not a continuous improvement framework. Therefore, DMAIC is the most appropriate answer for the described framework that includes establishing baseline performance metrics. 3. Question 3. Which continuous improvement framework does the following scenario represent? A project manager identifies an ongoing communication issue where a vendor isn't getting notified about product shipments. To fix the problem, they first plan additional communication strategies. Next, they implement one of their strategies to send an additional email after each shipment. Then, they check to verify that the customer receives the email. Finally, they review the process to fine-tune and ensure continuous improvement. 1.A.KPI, B.DMAIC, C.PDCA, D.UIT. The scenario described in the question represents the following continuous improvement framework. C. PDCA. PDCA stands for Plan Do Check Act, which is also known as the DMAIC cycle or Shewhart cycle. This iterative four-step management method is used for the control and continuous improvement of processes and products. Let's break down how the scenario aligns with each step of PDCA. Plan. The project manager identifies the communication issue and plans additional communication strategies. Do. They implement one of their strategies by sending an additional email after each shipment. Check. They verify that the customer receives the email, checking the effectiveness of the implemented solution. Act. They review the process to fine-tune and ensure continuous improvement, which corresponds to the act phase where adjustments are made based on what was learned. The other options do not fit as well. A. KPI, Key Performance Indicator, is a type of performance measurement, not a comprehensive improvement framework. B. DMAIC, Define, Measure, Analyze, Improve, Control, is a data-driven improvement cycle, but the scenario doesn't explicitly mention measuring or analyzing data. D. UAT, User Acceptance Testing, is typically used in software development to verify if a system meets user requirements, and is not a continuous improvement framework. Therefore, PDCA is the most appropriate answer for the described scenario, as it clearly follows the Plan Do Check Act cycle. 4. Question 4. What's the main difference between a program and a portfolio? 1.A. program contains current projects, whereas a portfolio contains previous projects. B.A. program contains better organized projects than a portfolio. C.A. portfolio contains more complex projects than a program. D.A. program is a collection of projects, whereas a portfolio is a collection of both projects and programs across an entire organization. The main difference between a program and a portfolio is, D. A program is a collection of projects, whereas a portfolio is a collection of both projects and programs across an entire organization. Let's break this down further. A program is a group of related projects managed in a coordinated way. A portfolio is a collection of projects, programs, and operations managed as a group to achieve strategic objectives. The other options are incorrect. A. A program contains current projects, whereas a portfolio contains previous projects. This is incorrect. Both programs and portfolios can contain current projects. Portfolios may also include historical data, but that's not their defining characteristic. B. A program contains better organized projects than a portfolio. This is not accurate. The level of organization isn't what distinguishes programs from portfolios. C. A portfolio contains more complex projects than a program. Complexity isn't the defining factor. Both programs and portfolios can contain projects of varying complexity. In summary, the key difference is in scope and hierarchy. Programs are collections of related projects, while portfolios encompass all projects and programs across an organization, aligning them with strategic goals. 5. Question 5. A construction company tests a strategy to reduce costs on a collection of projects. This experiment is part of a long-term business objective. What position would most likely oversee this test across several projects? 1.A. Program Manager, B. Portfolio Manager, C. Project Manager, D. Primary Stakeholder. The correct answer is A. Program Manager. You are right that a Program Manager is the position that would most likely oversee this test across several projects as part of a long-term business objective. Here's the correct explanation. Program Managers supervise groups of related projects and focus on long-term business objectives. This aligns perfectly with a scenario where a strategy is being tested across a collection of projects to achieve a long-term business goal. Program managers are responsible for coordinating and aligning multiple projects to achieve benefits that wouldn't be possible if the projects were managed separately. In this case, testing a cost reduction strategy across several projects fits this description. The long-term nature of the business objective mentioned in the scenario is a key indicator that this falls under program management rather than project management. While portfolio managers do oversee groups of programs and projects, their focus is more on selecting and prioritizing projects and programs that align with overall organizational strategy, rather than directly managing the implementation of strategies across specific groups of projects. Question 1. How would you describe the process of determining relevant quality standards and how to satisfy them? Determining quality standards involves identifying the specific criteria that products or services must meet to satisfy customer expectations. At Garage Yoshida, Kozo Yoshida and his team set high standards for restoring Nissan Skyline GTR cars. They define these standards based on original factory specifications for performance and aesthetics. This process ensures each restored car meets or exceeds these criteria, guaranteeing customer satisfaction. By adhering to strict quality standards, Garage Yoshida maintains their reputation for delivering superior, reliable restoration services in line with industry benchmarks. You've highlighted the importance of identifying specific criteria and meeting customer expectations. Question 2. How does monitoring project results and taking corrective action contribute to quality management? Monitoring project results and taking corrective action is crucial in quality management because it helps ensure that the work meets expected standards and corrects any deviations. At Garage Yoshida, Kozo Yoshida tracks restoration progress closely, using metrics like completion times and customer feedback. If a car doesn't meet quality benchmarks, they analyze the issues and make necessary adjustments to improve. This proactive approach ensures that each Skyline GTR restoration maintains high quality, meeting or exceeding customer expectations consistently. Feedback. Monitoring project results allows you to track the progress and performance of the project against the established quality standards. By doing so, you can identify any deviations or non-conformities early on. When you identify deviations or non-conformities, what steps can you take to address them and bring the project back on track? When deviations or non-conformities are identified in a project, steps can be taken to address them and get the project back on track. At Garage Yoshida, if a Skyline GTR restoration doesn't meet quality standards, Kozo Yoshida and his team first investigate the issue thoroughly. They then implement corrective actions, such as re-evaluating the restoration process, adjusting techniques, or replacing parts if necessary. This approach ensures that they can rectify any issues promptly and deliver a high-quality restoration that meets customer expectations. Question 3. How would you describe the purpose and benefits of conducting a review process to evaluate project progress and prevent defects? Conducting a review process during a project helps evaluate progress and prevent defects by regularly checking how things are going and making adjustments as needed. At Garage Yoshida, Kozo Yoshida and his team review each Skyline GTR restoration at key stages. This helps them catch any issues early, like fitment problems or part defects, so they can fix them before they become bigger problems. This way, they ensure the restoration stays on track and meets their high-quality standards, keeping customers satisfied with the final results. Question 1. Can you explain what User Acceptance Test, UAT, is? User Acceptance Testing, or UAT, is a process where real users test a product to make sure it works correctly before it is officially launched. The goal is to identify any problems or bugs and ensure the product meets the user's needs. UAT is the final step before the product is released to the public. Why UAT is important: checks for bugs, helps find and fix any remaining issues, ensures usability, makes sure the product is easy to use and meets user expectations, validates requirements, confirms that the product meets all the specified requirements. Question 2. What are the main goals of UAT? Main goals of User Acceptance Testing, UAT: validate functionality, make sure the product works as expected, identify issues, find any problems or bugs that need fixing, ensure usability, check that the product is easy to use and meets user needs, confirm requirements, verify that the product meets all specified requirements, simulate real-world use, test the product in conditions similar to how it will be used after launch. Example with Eagle the Project Manager. Eagle the Project Manager is working on a new community center for his company, Eagle Construction Incorporated. During UAT, Eagle has real users, like local residents, test the community center's facilities. They check if everything, like the lighting and security systems, works properly, validate functionality. They note any problems, like a malfunctioning door, identify issues. They also ensure the center is user-friendly, like checking if the signs are easy to read, ensure usability. Eagle confirms the center meets all the planned features, like accessibility for people with disabilities, confirm requirements. Finally, they simulate real events, like a community meeting, to see how the center performs, simulate real-world use. Question 3. Can you provide an example of an open-ended question that can be used during a UAT session? Example of an open-ended question for UAT: how do you feel about the overall user experience when using the product? Your example of an open-ended question for a UAT session is spot on. Asking users how they feel about the overall user experience when using the product encourages them to provide detailed feedback and share their thoughts and opinions. Open-ended questions like this allow for more in-depth responses and provide valuable insights into the user's perspective. Example with Eagle the Project Manager. Eagle the Project Manager is overseeing the final testing of a new community center built by his company, Eagle Construction Incorporated. During a UAT session, he asks local residents, how do you feel about the overall experience when using the new community center? This question encourages users to share their thoughts and feelings about the center, providing valuable feedback on what works well and what might need improvement. Question 1. Can you explain the difference between a program and a portfolio? A program is like a collection of related projects that work together towards a common goal. It's like a group of smaller tasks that all fit into a bigger project. For example, in Eagle's construction company, a program could be building a new neighborhood, where each project might involve different parts like roads, houses, and parks, all working together to finish the neighborhood. On the other hand, a portfolio is like a collection of programs and projects that a company manages to reach its overall business goals. It's like a big folder that holds all the important projects and programs a company is working on at the same time. In Eagle's company, the portfolio might include not just building new neighborhoods, but also renovating old buildings and developing new construction methods, all aimed at growing and improving the business. Understanding the difference helps Eagle and his team organize and prioritize their work effectively, ensuring they meet both immediate project goals and long-term business objectives. Question 2. How would you apply a continuous improvement framework in project management? Applying continuous improvement in project management means always looking for ways to make things better. Eagle, the project manager, does this by regularly reviewing how his construction projects are going. For example, he might use feedback from his team and data about project timelines to find ways to finish projects faster or with fewer mistakes. This helps Eagle's company stay competitive and deliver better results for their clients. It's like always trying to upgrade and refine their work to be more efficient and effective over time. Question 3. How do performance metrics and data collection contribute to project management? Performance metrics and data collection are crucial in project management because they help Eagle, the project manager, track how well his construction projects are doing. By measuring things like project timelines, budget spent, and client satisfaction, Eagle can see what's working well and what needs improvement. For example, if he collects data on how quickly his team completes tasks, he can use that information to make schedules more accurate. These metrics also show Eagle's company where they can save money or make their projects run smoother, which is important for delivering successful projects on time and within budget. The purpose of a retrospective. Scenario 1. Conducting a post-project retrospective. Background. Eagle recently completed a major commercial development project in the Peninsula Bay Area, involving a new office complex spanning 100,000 square feet. Purpose of retrospective. Objective. Improve future project efficiencies and team collaboration based on lessons learned. Timing. Conducted immediately after project completion to capture fresh insights and enhance subsequent project phases. Key metrics. Team building. Metric. Achieve a 90% satisfaction rate among project team members regarding the effectiveness of the retrospective in fostering understanding and collaboration. Measurement approach. Administer post-retrospective surveys with questions rating team cohesion and communication effectiveness on a scale of 1 to 10, aiming for an average score of 9. Improved collaboration. Metric. Implement at least 2 new collaboration tools identified during the retrospective. Measurement approach. Track the adoption and utilization of new tools such as Slack for real-time communication and Asana for task management. Aim for a 15% increase in project team productivity, measured by comparing task completion rates between projects with and without these tools. Process improvement. Metric. Reduce project timeline delays by 10% in the next project through improved scheduling and communication practices. Measurement approach. Analyze project schedule adherence by comparing planned versus actual completion dates of key milestones. Implement changes such as weekly progress meetings and streamlined reporting to achieve the timeline reduction goal. Scenario 2. Quarterly retrospective for continuous improvement. Background. Eagle's team manages multiple residential renovation projects across the Bay Area, focusing on sustainable building practices. Purpose of retrospective. Objective. Enhance project delivery processes and address recurring challenges to ensure consistent quality and client satisfaction. Timing. Conducted quarterly to facilitate ongoing process refinement and continuous improvement. Key metrics. Blameless environment. Metric. Achieve a 95% participation rate in providing anonymous feedback during retrospectives. Measurement approach. Monitor participation levels through anonymous feedback submission rates during retrospectives. Implement feedback mechanisms such as anonymous online surveys and suggestion boxes to ensure openness and trust. Changing perspective and language. Metric. Reduce the use of you language by 20% in retrospective discussions. Measurement approach. Conduct linguistic analysis of retrospective meeting transcripts to quantify the shift towards collective improvement language, for example, we and us. Use sentiment analysis tools to gauge team sentiment and collaboration improvement. Celebrate successes. Metric. Host a quarterly recognition event acknowledging team achievements. Measurement approach. Track participation and engagement in recognition events through attendance records and post-event feedback surveys. Aim for a 100% participation rate among project team members in recognition activities. Scenario 3, Virtual Retrospective Implementation. Background: Eagle's team includes remote members working on a mixed-use development project with sustainable design elements. Purpose of retrospective. Objective: improve virtual team collaboration and communication effectiveness to maintain project momentum and cohesion. Method: conduct virtual retrospectives using online survey tools and video conferencing platforms. Key metrics: feedback organization. Metric: implement a digital feedback system with a rating of 4.5 out of 5 in user satisfaction. Measurement approach: evaluate user satisfaction with the digital feedback system through post-retrospective surveys. Collect feedback on ease of use, effectiveness in capturing insights, and overall satisfaction to achieve the target rating. Implementation of feedback. Metric: implement 80% of agreed-upon process improvements within the following project phase. Measurement approach: track the implementation status of action items identified during virtual retrospectives using project management software, for example, Jira. Monitor the completion rate of identified improvements and measure the impact on virtual team productivity metrics, aiming for a 10% increase in task completion rates. These enhanced scenarios demonstrate how Eagle integrates structured retrospectives with specific measurable outcomes to drive continuous improvement in construction project management. By leveraging detailed metrics and fictional project details, Eagle ensures their approach is data-driven, effective, and aligned with their commitment to excellence in the Peninsula Bay Area construction industry. Purpose of retrospectives. Retrospectives are meetings or workshops designed for project teams to reflect on past projects or phases. They focus on discussing successes, setbacks, and identifying areas for improvement. Occur periodically throughout a project life cycle, commonly after major milestones or project completion. Key purposes of retrospectives: team building, facilitate understanding among team members, promoting better collaboration and productivity. Improved collaboration, enhanced teamwork and communication for future projects. Process improvement, identify and implement positive changes in procedures and processes to optimize project outcomes. When to conduct retrospectives: after major project milestones, project completions, sprints, product launches, or other significant project events. Useful for addressing missed deadlines, miscommunications, or unexpected issues that arise during a project. Methods of conducting retrospectives. No one-size-fits-all approach. Structure can vary based on team preferences and project needs. Options include formal in-person meetings using tools like sticky notes, or virtual sessions with surveys for feedback organization. Best practices for effective retrospectives. Blameless environment. Encourage open and candid feedback by avoiding blame and focusing on collective learning. Changing perspective and language. Shift from you language, accusatory, to we language, collaborative, to foster constructive dialogue. Celebrate successes. Highlight positive outcomes and achievements to reinforce team morale and motivation. Consider gestures like ordering dinner or dessert as appreciation. Implementation of feedback. Ensure that discussed improvements are implemented in future project phases. Demonstrate that feedback is valued and acted upon to maintain team engagement in retrospectives. This summary captures the essence of retrospectives as a tool for continuous improvement in project management, emphasizing their role in fostering team cohesion, enhancing collaboration, and driving process refinement based on past project experiences. Test your knowledge. Retrospectives. Practice quiz. 4 total points available. Question 1. A project manager sends out an anonymous team survey for feedback after a customer reports they're not happy with a product feature. Then, the project manager calls a team meeting to discuss the feedback in the survey. During the meeting, the project manager asks the team to use we language instead of you language. At the end of the meeting, the team discusses what lessons the team will carry into future work. Which 3 retrospective best practices are the project manager and team following? 1.A. Don't focus only on the negative. B. Be blameless with teammates. C. Use a time box to gender. D. Change perspective. Based on the scenario described, the project manager and team are following these 3 retrospective best practices. A. Don't focus only on the negative. B. Be blameless with teammates. D. Change perspective. Let's break down how each of these practices is demonstrated. Don't focus only on the negative. Although the retrospective was triggered by a customer's dissatisfaction, the project manager doesn't solely focus on this negative aspect. By asking for general feedback through a survey and discussing lessons to carry into future work, the team is encouraged to consider both positive and negative aspects of their performance. Be blameless with teammates. The project manager explicitly asks the team to use we language instead of you language. This approach promotes a blameless environment where the focus is on collective responsibility and improvement rather than pointing fingers at individuals. Change perspective. By using an anonymous survey before the meeting, the project manager is allowing team members to express their views without the pressure of immediate face-to-face interaction. This change in perspective can lead to more honest feedback and different insights. The option C. Use a time-boxed agenda is not explicitly mentioned in the scenario. While it's a good practice for retrospectives, there's no information provided about the meeting's time management or agenda structure. These practices align with the goals of effective retrospectives, which include fostering open communication, promoting team learning, and focusing on continuous improvement rather than assigning blame. 2. Question 2. What are the main purposes of a retrospective? Select all that apply. 1.A. Facilitate improved collaboration. B. Eliminate all team miscommunications. C. Encourage team building. D. Promote positive changes. The main purposes of a retrospective are: A. Facilitate improved collaboration. C. Encourage team building. D. Promote positive changes. Let's break down each of these correct options. A. Facilitate improved collaboration. Retrospectives provide a structured opportunity for team members to discuss their work processes, challenges, and successes. This open dialogue helps team members understand each other's perspectives and work styles better, leading to improved collaboration in future projects. C. Encourage team building. By bringing the team together to reflect on their shared experiences, retrospectives foster a sense of unity and shared purpose. They allow team members to appreciate each other's contributions and work together to solve problems, which strengthens team bonds. D. Promote positive changes. A key goal of retrospectives is to identify areas for improvement and agree on actionable steps to make those improvements. By focusing on what can be done better in the future, retrospectives drive continuous improvement and positive change within the team and its processes. The option that is not a main purpose of a retrospective is B. Eliminate all team miscommunications. While retrospectives can certainly help reduce miscommunications by improving team dynamics and processes, it's unrealistic to expect that they will eliminate all miscommunications. Communication is an ongoing challenge in any team, and while retrospectives can significantly improve it, they can't guarantee perfect communication. Retrospectives are powerful tools for continuous improvement, team development, and fostering a culture of open communication and collaboration. They help teams learn from their experiences and apply those lessons to future work, but they're not a magic solution that can eliminate all team issues. 3. Question 3. What are some typical reasons for holding a retrospective? Select all that apply. 1.A. Kicked off a new project. B. Missed deadlines or expectations. C. Delivered a new product. D. Reached the end of a sprint. The typical reasons for holding a retrospective include: B. Missed deadlines or expectations. C. Delivered a new product. D. Reached the end of a sprint. Let's examine each of these correct options. B. Missed deadlines or expectations. When a team fails to meet deadlines or falls short of expectations, a retrospective can be crucial. It provides an opportunity to analyze what went wrong, identify the root causes of the issues, and develop strategies to prevent similar problems in the future. C. Delivered a new product. After delivering a new product, a retrospective allows the team to reflect on the entire development process. They can discuss what went well, what challenges they faced, and how they can improve for future product deliveries. This is especially valuable for capturing lessons learned while the experience is still fresh. D. Reached the end of a sprint. In agile methodologies, particularly Scrum, holding a retrospective at the end of each sprint is a standard practice. This regular reflection helps the team continuously improve their processes, address recurring issues, and build on their successes. The option that is not typically a reason for holding a retrospective is A. Kicked off a new project. While it's important to have planning and alignment meetings at the start of a new project, these are not typically called retrospectives. Retrospectives are generally held after a significant amount of work has been done, to reflect on that work and improve future performance. At the start of the project, teams might have kick-off meetings, planning sessions, or team-building activities, but these serve different purposes than a retrospective. Retrospectives are most valuable when the team has a body of work to reflect upon, whether that's a completed project, a delivered product, a finished sprint, or even after encountering significant challenges. They provide an opportunity to learn from experience and apply those learnings to future work. 4. Question 4. Fill in the blank. As a project manager, the way you choose to structure your retrospective will depend on blank. 1.A. Your project budget. B. Your project scope. C. Your customer. D. Your team and workplace. The correct answer to fill in the blank is D. Your team and workplace. The way a project manager chooses to structure a retrospective depends primarily on the team and workplace context. Here's why this is the most appropriate answer. Team dynamics. Every team has its own unique dynamics, communication styles, and working preferences. The retrospective structure should be tailored to what works best for your specific team members. Workplace culture. The organizational culture and norms of your workplace will influence how retrospectives are conducted. Some workplaces may prefer more formal structures, while others might encourage more casual and creative approaches. Remote versus in-person, the physical setup of your workplace, whether team members are co-located or distributed, will affect how you structure the retrospective. For instance, remote teams might require different tools and techniques compared to in-person teams. Team size, the number of people in your team will influence the structure. Larger teams might require different approaches compared to smaller ones to ensure everyone gets a chance to contribute. Team maturity, teams that are more experienced with retrospectives might be able to handle more complex structures, while newer teams might benefit from simpler formats. The other options are less relevant to structuring a retrospective. A. Project budget. While budget constraints might affect some aspects of project management, they typically don't directly influence how retrospectives are structured. B. Project scope. The scope of the project might influence what's discussed in a retrospective, but it doesn't typically determine the structure of the meeting itself. C. Your customer. While customer feedback is valuable for project improvement, retrospectives are typically internal team events, and their structure is not usually determined by the customer. In summary, the team composition and workplace environment are the primary factors that should guide how a project manager structures a retrospective, making option D the most appropriate answer. I'm here to help you practice and reinforce your understanding of the key concepts related to retrospectives. Question 1. Can you explain what an anonymous team survey is? An anonymous team survey is a questionnaire given to team members where their responses are kept confidential. This means their answers aren't tied to their names or identities. The purpose is to gather honest feedback without anyone feeling pressured or judged. For example, Eagle, the project manager, might use anonymous surveys after each project phase to ask team members about their experiences. This helps Eagle understand what went well and what could be improved without anyone feeling singled out for criticism. It promotes openness and helps Eagle make better decisions for future projects based on genuine team input. Question 2. How would you describe the main purposes of a retrospective? A retrospective is a meeting where a project team reflects on what happened during a project or phase. The main purposes are improving teamwork. It helps team members understand each other better and work together more effectively. Learning from mistakes. By discussing what went wrong or could be better, teams can avoid making the same mistakes in the future. Making positive changes. It's about finding ways to improve how projects are done in the future based on what worked well and what didn't. For example, Eagle, the project manager, holds retrospectives after completing projects. This allows Eagle's team to discuss successes and setbacks openly. They use these meetings to strengthen teamwork, learn from any issues, and make their project processes even better for future jobs. Question 3. Can you explain the structure of a retrospective? A retrospective usually has a simple structure. Set the stage. Start by discussing the purpose of the meeting and the goals for the retrospective. This helps everyone understand what they're aiming to achieve. Gather data. Review what happened during the project or phase. This includes successes, challenges, and anything else the team wants to talk about. It's like gathering all the facts before discussing them. Generate insights. Discuss the data gathered and identify key insights or lessons learned. This is where the team reflects on what worked well and what could be improved. Decide what to do. Decide on action items or changes to make based on the insights. These are concrete steps to improve how the team works in the future. Close the retrospective. Summarize the discussion and agree on who will do what by when. This ensures that the insights lead to real improvements in future projects. For example, Eagle the project manager structures retrospectives to start with a clear purpose, encourages open discussions to gather insights from the team, and ends with actionable plans to enhance their project management processes in construction projects. Conducting a retrospective. Scenario 1. Maintaining a positive tone. Background. Eagle recently completed a 30-story high-rise commercial development project, including office spaces and retail outlets, in downtown Peninsula Bay Area. Purpose of retrospective. Enhance team collaboration and identify areas for process improvement to streamline future high-rise projects. Key metrics. Team satisfaction. Conduct post-retrospective surveys to gauge team satisfaction with the process. Metric. Achieve a minimum of 85% satisfaction rate among project team members regarding the positive atmosphere and constructive feedback received during the retrospective. Additional detail. Measure an average rating of 4.7 out of 5 for satisfaction with the overall tone and effectiveness of the retrospective discussions. Scenario 2. Considering team needs. Background. Eagle's team is overseeing a series of high-end luxury residential renovations in exclusive neighborhoods across Peninsula Bay Area. Purpose of retrospective. Adapt the retrospective approach to suit team preferences and comfort levels with receiving feedback, ensuring continuous improvement in residential projects. Key metrics. Feedback receptiveness. Measure team engagement and receptiveness to feedback adaptations. Metric, increase participation in retrospective discussions by 20% compared to previous sessions, demonstrating improved comfort levels and willingness to share insights. Additional detail, achieve a minimum of 90% attendance rate in retrospectives, indicating high team interest and engagement. Scenario 3, involving adjacent teams. Background, Eagle is managing an integrated development project that includes infrastructure upgrades and residential communities, involving multiple cross-functional teams in Peninsula Bay Area. Purpose of retrospective, improve communication and collaboration between adjacent teams for smoother project execution and timely deliveries. Key metrics, cross-team interaction, track involvement and feedback integration from adjacent teams in the retrospective. Metric, achieve 100% involvement from adjacent teams in sharing feedback and discussing improvements, leading to a 15% reduction in communication-related project delays. Additional detail, implement a quarterly joint retrospective session with adjacent teams, ensuring alignment and synergy in project planning and execution. Scenario 4, use of props and tools. Background, Eagle's team is preparing for a comprehensive infrastructure upgrade project encompassing roadways, utilities, and public spaces in suburban areas of Peninsula Bay Area. Purpose of retrospective, utilize interactive tools and props to enhance engagement and information retention, optimizing project planning and execution phases. Key metrics, tool effectiveness, evaluate the impact of interactive tools on engagement and understanding. Metric, implement a new interactive retrospective tool with a user satisfaction rating of 4.55, based on feedback from team members, facilitating clearer insights and actionable takeaways. Additional detail, increase the average number of actionable insights per retrospective session by 30%, leveraging interactive tools for better decision-making. Scenario 5, structured template. Background, Eagle successfully completed a community development project involving affordable housing and community facilities in a rural area of Peninsula Bay Area. Purpose of retrospective, implement a structured template to capture chronological project events and lessons learned, ensuring continuous improvement in community-focused developments. Key metrics, lesson implementation, measure the implementation of lessons learned into future project phases. Metric, successfully integrate 80% of identified lessons into subsequent project plans, resulting in a 10% reduction in project rework and schedule overruns. Additional detail, track a 15% improvement in community satisfaction metrics post-retrospective, reflecting enhanced project outcomes and community impact. Scenario 6, interactive approach. Background, Eagle's team is initiating a mixed-use development project integrating residential, commercial, and recreational spaces in an urban renewal area of Peninsula Bay Area. Purpose of retrospective, foster engagement and creativity through interactive retrospective methods, optimizing project design and stakeholder engagement strategies. Key metrics, engagement level, assess team engagement and creativity in using interactive methods. Metric, increase team satisfaction with retrospective format by 25%, evidenced by enhanced participation and innovative feedback collection methods. Additional detail, implement bi-monthly themed retrospectives incorporating creative elements like visual brainstorming sessions, achieving a 20% increase in unique ideas generated per session. Scenario 7, continuous improvement. Background, Eagle is overseeing the renovation of a historical landmark site into a cultural center and museum in Peninsula Bay Area. Purpose of retrospective, drive continuous improvement and ensure project success through iterative feedback and adaptive project management strategies. Key metrics, improvement tracking, track the impact of retrospective insights on project outcomes. Metric, achieve a 15% improvement in project quality metrics, for example, client satisfaction scores, regulatory compliance, attributed to actionable improvements identified in retrospectives. Additional detail, implement a quarterly review of retrospective action items, demonstrating a 25% reduction in project-related incidents and issues over a 6-month period. These detailed scenarios further exemplify Eagle's proactive approach to leveraging structured retrospectives to drive continuous improvement and ensure successful project outcomes in the dynamic construction environment of Peninsula Bay Area. Each scenario integrates measurable metrics tailored to specific project challenges, reinforcing Eagle's commitment to excellence and innovation in construction project management. Maintain a positive tone, keep the atmosphere positive to encourage constructive feedback and focus on improvement. Consider team needs, adapt the approach to suit your team's preferences and comfort levels with receiving feedback. Involve adjacent teams, if other teams were involved in the project, include them in the retrospective or share findings with them to improve cross-team interactions. Use of props and tools, utilize various tools and props to facilitate the retrospective, such as templates or interactive methods like color coding and sticky notes. Structured template. A standard retrospective template includes sections for reviewing events chronologically, documenting lessons learned, identifying materialized risks, and discussing future action items and considerations. Lessons learned section, Reflect on what went well, what could have been improved, and what risks materialized, with a focus on actionable insights for future projects. Action Items Table outlines specific actions to address lessons learned, including type, for example, tool, process, owner, and tracking links. Future Considerations Table identify potential risks for upcoming quarters, document ownership transitions, and include relevant contacts or documentation links. Interactive Approach encourage team engagement with creative methods like emojis or visual aids to enhance participation and retention of lessons learned. Continuous Improvement ensure that insights from the retrospective inform improvements in future projects to foster ongoing team development and project success.